You've all heard the same YouTube tips: posting consistently, watch time is queen, and just start already. I've tried all of those and they do work, but there is more to starting a YouTube channel as a beginner completely from scratch. In this video, I want to share 3 things that I wish I would have known before starting my YouTube channel. The first tip is to do the thumbnail and title first. Let's use one of my better videos as an example: how to Airbnb. I thought of the target audience, which in this case is a beginner who is thinking about maybe starting an Airbnb business, and they want a quick but thorough and high-level overview of how long will this take, what does it entail, what's in it for them, and is it worth their time to look more into. So naturally, I'm not going to talk about pricing strategy or how to boost your occupancy or even how to get 5-star reviews. They're not there yet. That's not the audience. For someone in those beginner shoes, which I was actually 2 years ago, they would search for something simple like how do Airbnb businesses work, or how to Airbnb literally. And on the search results, the overwhelming majority of people talking about it, making videos, are either real estate bros, sorry, I love the content still, but you gotta admit it's a vibe. Or they're more vloggy and chatty. How do I convey that I'm just an average person who happens to have done this thing before, and I'm here to tell you about it but not sell you about it, that it's not clickbait and I'll get straight to the point. And that's how I landed on a very simple, it is exactly what it says, kind of a thumbnail. The face helps. It sounds really conceited, but I have tried some faceless thumbnails and they just don't perform. What starting with title and thumbnail does is that you would then write your content to fit the title and thumbnail. On any topic that you love and know enough about to make a video, coming up with what to say is probably not the issue. It's focusing it to a more narrower range to a specific person. And the thumbnail first strategy forces me to tailor my message correctly and not get into these distracting rabbit holes. From the viewer's perspective, having the thumbnail match the actual content is just so gratifying. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have gotten so annoyed over a clickbait video that promises to give me a certain value, a certain answer, and they just keep saying in the whole video, make sure you stay till the end to find out blah blah blah. And I skim it to find the answer and I run into a freaking ad and I get nothing out of it other than feeling like I wasted time. From an algorithm perspective, the better the thumbnail, the more likely someone will click on it, aka your click-through rate will be better. And then when the content that they're watching matches the thumbnail that they clicked on, they're more likely to watch for a longer period of time, which helps your watch time. With those 2 metrics, the algorithm is more likely to push your video out to more viewers, and if it's a searchable video, it's more likely to stay on the top of the search results. I don't always remember to take my own advice, and I usually regret it. Tip number 2 is to spend the most time on the planning and the writing. In the beginning, just like all my friends who would ask me, oh my goodness, how do you find the time to do the filming and the editing? I also thought that that was the bulk of YouTubing. It's not. It's the writing. When I first started as a beginner, I would go from idea to bullet points and then straight to filming. The problem with that method is that A, the connections and the transitions between sentences will never be as smooth. And B, I spend time rephrasing my thoughts and wordsmithing as I am doing the recording. And not only does this prolong the actual filming time, it also makes the editing on the back end that much harder because there are so many takes. I don't have time for that. And lastly, the final product will be longer and less engaging. Even if you edit out all the pauses, the ums, the ahs, likes, natural speech tends to have more repetition and less skipping of steps. But if the end goal is to have this really concise package of a video, you have to think, what can I omit and still have the dots connect? What I do now is after title and thumbnail, I then write out the whole script. It's still in bullet point format because that's just how I think, but I do write out the full sentences. And then I revise the script a bajillion times until it flows correctly and try to shorten it as much as I can. And then when I turn on the camera to record, I don't necessarily read off of the script because I don't want to sound like a robot, but in a sense, I do try to memorize some of the script and then try to deliver it naturally. And now I'm overthinking it because I'm worried that you're now aware of what I'm doing, and so now you're gonna notice how I'm talking for the rest of the video. But the benefit of doing it this way is that now my recording time is at most 3x of what the final video length is. So if it's a 10-minute video, at most I'm taking half hours to record. Like this video, we're at 27 minutes of raw footage. And the editing, at least for going through the first initial A-roll, that's maybe 10 to 15 minutes, which isn't too bad. Of course, this isn't one size fits all, and whether you do a bullet point or a full script, I would still prioritize the planning and the writing, because beyond the most basic competencies of how to operate a camera and how to use editing software, your actual content and the idea and the storytelling is what gives a video its inherent value. The third tip that I wish I knew is just the certainty that this can be done with a full-time job, with kids, with other commitments in life, while making videos not about said job or kids. For the most part. It's been exactly 1 year on YouTube for me. When I started, I set out to make one video per week for 52 weeks and just slowly get better at each video. My expectation was to maybe get to 1,000 subscribers and reach the monetization milestones at the end of year 1. I ended up posting only 43 long-form videos, and not counting the little shorts that I tried to experiment with. I think I did improve slowly over time, and I got to my 1,000 subscriber and monetization milestone at about month 8. In the months since then, this channel has continued to grow steadily, and I'm so grateful for that. I wouldn't be here if not for all of your support and the support of friends and family. It's hard to contextualize whether this is an average outcome or not. I think this statistic is that about 90% of channels fail, but then on the other end of the spectrum, I do know people who have grown much faster and achieved much bigger subscriber counts and view counts. Without further trying to get a very accurate comparison, because I don't think that's that helpful, I'm pretty proud of what we've been able to accomplish as a complete newbie content creator and in creating this online community here on YouTube. I consider myself a fairly average person with no prior skills or experience creating a YouTube channel, and I want to convey to anyone who is starting completely from scratch that you can totally start and grow and perhaps one day even have enough funding for the channel to sustain itself. We all have something we're good at, or unfair advantages, if you will. For me personally, it might be my pre-existing camera gear that is a leftover from my previous attempts at travel blogging, maybe my time management skills, my love for learning new things, maybe my non-threatening face. For you, it might be this wealth of knowledge in a specific niche, or an amazing personality, or actually good jokes, or just an interesting life doing interesting things. Find out what that is, give it a good try, and commit to doing 52 videos in a year, and by the end, you'll know. The algorithm will tell you. If you're curious, I have another video detailing my journey from 0 to 1,000 subscribers and what I learned in that process. So feel free to take a look at that next, and if you're starting new, I hope this was helpful. Best of luck, and I'll see you again next time. Bye! Testing. Oh my god. Can I just do this? Does this look okay? I sure it look okay. Better? Oh. Does this look right? Oh my god. Right? Oh my god. Alright. Are we ready? I think we're ready.